certainly with rhythm and blues in the early to middle 50s. This was kind of dangerous music. And then, of course, rock and roll came along, and especially Elvis Presley. And he was on TV and playing guitar. And I didn't really know where the sounds were coming from, but Elvis was obviously doing something with the guitar. So I was really paying attention to that. Somewhere around it was definitely in 1956, I heard My Baby Left Me by Elvis. It was the other side of I Want You, I Need You, I Love You. The first time I heard it, I didn't know what it was. It was on a jukebox in Winters, California. And I just went ape. I just lost it. So what is that? Well, and I was used to hearing rock music on jukeboxes and on the radio, and this was just, otherworldly to me. And I ran over to the jukebox and I saw that it was Elvis Presley, and I said, whatever that is, I want to do that. So that was 56. I had already kind of made up my mind, although I couldn't play a guitar, but from then on I was in love with guitar music, I guess you'd say, and rock and roll was so full of that compared to big band and, let's say, jazz and all the other stuff. I was the perfect age. I turned 11 in 1956, and all my idols were about 10 years older than me, and they were out rocking on TV and on the radio, so they became my mentors, you might say. The first time I heard the Ventures was Walk Don't Run, but I can't really tell you where I was. This was about 1960, I believe, and I was 14 or 15 years old, so I was either at home listening to the family radio or in my bedroom, which is probably the right thing, because as a kid I listened a lot to radio while I was supposedly doing homework and things like that. Could have been driving in my mom's car. I know that I was instantly in love with it and wanted to know how to do that. Walk Don't Run was just really, it was perfect, And of course, I already was getting together with my two musicians, Doug and Stu, who later were in Creedence Clearwater Revival. We were called the Blue Velvets then. We were a junior high school band, and we immediately bought the record and learned as best I could how to play Walk Don't Run. I mean, it really had a lot of great elements that was perfect for a teen rock band. I mean, I'm sure in our minds we thought we sounded perhaps better than it really was if we had a tape of those things. But there was room for a drum solo, there was room for a guitar solo, there's stopping for a sort of dramatic thing to happen and then starting again, all of that. I didn't have an amplifier that had reverb, and I didn't have a whammy bar on my Sears Silvertone guitar, so I couldn't do any of those things. And my strings were too heavy anyway. Somewhere probably around 1959, just about the time of Walk Don't Run, I started to use light gauge strings. Up until then, it was the old Black Diamond set, and that was like, I don't know, playing the strands on the Golden Gate Bridge. It was so hard to do.